Good morning, boys and girls. For today's reading lesson, you will be needing your morning workbook, and you should have your workbook with you already, and I'll give you some time to get it. If you need to, pause the video so you can get your workbook ready, and you're going to be opening it to page 176. 176. So if you need, pause your video and open your workbook to page 176. Once you have your book, we are going to learn about a different type of story. We've read about fiction stories, we've read about nonfiction stories, we've read poetry. We learned about poetry not so long ago, informative text, stories that teach us something. And now that we're going to do a different type of story. This is called a drama. A drama is a story that is read or even acted out for others. So, yes, of course, a drama is a play and it has characters, it has a setting and events, things that happen in the story. The only thing that's different, as if you can see on page 176, the lines of the story have the names of the characters and they tell what each character is going to say. So, for example, you can tell here on this page, look at your page 176. Point to this word here. That word says characters. So here's the main difference of a drama. There are characters, names, and next to it, it tells you what the character is saying. Here, Stella. Stella says, look, it is snowing. The next character is Jason. Jason is saying, what should we do? And then Stella says, let's make a snowman. Now, a drama would be something that if we were in class, we could actually act it out. So one person can pretend to be Stella, one person can pretend to be Jason, and we take turns. The person that is Stella is going to be reading her lines, and Jason, the person that is taking Jason's character, is going to be reading their lines, his lines. So how can we explain how a play is different from an informational text about snow? Well, let's say we were reading a book just to teach us things about snow. The play is different because it has characters and it tells us each character's name and what they are saying. Look at the picture on page 177. Drama anchor chart. These are characters, they're main characters. What do you see here? This looks like a stage. They are acting out the story. So we have this person is Stella, and this person is reading the lines for Jason. So they're acting out the story. Very nice. Let's go ahead and turn page 178. Our story of the week has some vocabulary that we're going to look at. Remember, if you're going to learn about vocabulary, it shows you a picture and the word to help you understand what the word means. So the word says rain. And here is a picture of rain. The next vocabulary word is dirt. By looking at the picture, you will know now this says dirt. And the third vocabulary word you're going to hear in the story is seeds. Look at the picture of the seeds. So on page 179, we have the first front cover page of our story. Here we know we are reading a drama. This is a drama. The title is Who Likes Rain? Look at the picture of the cover of the story. What do you see? Remember, by looking at the pictures, we can already kind of tell what the story might be about. We see that it's raining, and we see a tree house. We see birds. And another thing the cover page or the title page, it tells us characters. It shows us who the characters are in the story. In a regular book, it doesn't tell us the characters. Here we have Jenna. When we see this picture, we know this is going to be Jenna. We also have Frank and we have Mom. Those are the three characters in the story. Let's turn the page 180. So here we go. First, we have a picture of Jenna. and then the line of the words that she says. So I will go ahead and tell you who the character is and what they are saying. Jenna says, I want to play. Frank says, I want to play too. So here's Frank and Jenna. They're running down the stairs, and Jenna says, I can get there first. Frank says, no, I can get there first. Notice how I changed my voice because it's a different character. Turn the page to 182. Look at the picture. Jenna says, it's raining. We cannot play. Next page. Jenna says, I don't like rain. Frank says, I don't like rain either. And here's Mom. Mom is the third character. Why don't you like rain? Rain is good. Look at the faces. How do Frank and Jenna feel about rain? Remember what they said? The words don't like. Right here are the clues. Tell us how they feel about rain. Let's turn the page and keep reading. On page 184. What do you see there? There's Mom, picture of Mom, and you see seeds. Remember we just did a project on seeds where you're trying to grow your own seeds into plants. Let's see what Mom tells us in this page of the story. Rain makes the dirt wet. Rain makes the seeds wet under the dirt. Rain helps the seeds grow into trees. Now let's go to the next page, 185. Now Mom is talking again. Mom says, no rain would mean no trees. And Jenna asks, no trees? And Frank says, no tree houses. What is one thing that Jenna says? Underline what Jenna says. Look at a picture of Jenna, and she says, no trees. Let's go on to page 186. Now look at the picture. What do you see here? What are Jenna and Frank doing now? Look at their faces. Now let's look at the story, the character, and read each line. Jenna says, I like rain. Frank says, I like rain too. The next page, Jenna says, I'm thirsty. Frank says, I'm thirsty too. And Mom says, trees are not the only things that need water. This is the end of the story. Can we tell how Frank and Jenna feel about rain at the end of the play? Highlight or look at the story, look at the page 186. What words tell that how they feel? Look at this page. What word do you see here that tells you that each of them say that shows how they feel about the rain now? So that's our story, boys and girls. So now our lesson, we're going to continue is on page 188. Now we're going to go ahead and grab your pencils. Let's look at the vocabulary words that we learned. Now let's see if we can match the vocabulary word with a picture. First word says rain. Circle the picture that shows rain. And here they already did it for us, so you know yours is already going to have a circle. What about the next vocabulary word, dirt? Dirt. Which of these pictures shows dirt? Circle the picture that means the word dirt. And the last vocabulary word is seeds. Seeds. Circle the picture that shows the seeds. Those are the words you heard throughout the story. Now, let's see what you learned about the drama and this story and how it's different. And let's look at question number 1. Listen to my question. How is a play or drama different from other stories? What did you notice different from this story than other stories we have read? Remember, the main difference is the lines name the characters and they tell what they say. In our story, it actually had pictures of the characters, and next to the picture, it told us what each character was going to say. That is how a play is different from another story. Question number 2 says, why does the author show faces by the text? Why do you think he put a face, the author that wrote the story? He put the face so we know who is saying each line. So in case we want to act out the story, we already know which line is being said by Jenna, which one is being said by Frank, and which line is being said by Mom. Question number 3 says, how are Frank and Jenna alike? What is something they both had in common? One thing we can talk about is they both wanted to play outside. That's one thing they had in common. How else were they alike? Well, in the beginning, they both said they did not like rain, but then in the end, they both liked rain at the end of the play. So those are ways in which Jenna and Frank are alike. So now it's time to do some drawing. Turn the page to 190. So we are going to talk about the characters in this drama. Remember, a play has main characters. A play has the main characters are who the play is mostly about. If you looked at every page of the book, of the story, of the play, there was some characters that talked every time. Those are the main characters in the story. Let's see what you learned a little bit about the characters. For example, choose one of the 3 main characters. You're going to write their name right here. And then you're going to draw a picture and details about that character. So if you pick Jenna, you're going to write Jenna's name and draw something about her. Draw her. What was something she did or didn't do, or what was she wearing? Try and draw a picture of Jenna. That's something we're going to remember, that the play has different characters. That's your first assignment for today for writing. The second page is 191. Now we are going to use details you learned in the play to understand something new. Now you're going to think about what you read in the story, and you're going to draw pictures to show us something about the story. So in this one, there's a line in the middle. So the first picture you're going to draw is, how did Frank and Jenna feel about rain in the beginning of the play? And on this side, how did they feel about rain at the end of the play? Remember, on the pages that we were reading the story, you underlined some words or showed some words that showed how they felt about the rain. So you can use faces with the emojis about feelings that we practiced in our journals to show how somebody is feeling. And then talk about it with somebody there in your family. Explain to them what the play was about, who were the characters, and what changed in the play, about how they felt in the beginning and at the end of the story. Maybe you can talk about something, that the way you feel about something, and if you changed your mind about how you felt. A good example would be about being at home and working from home. How did you feel in the beginning of when we had to stay home? And how do you feel now about working on the computer and doing your work at home? That's something you can just discuss and talk about it with your family, because it's always good to talk about your feelings and how you feel about something. So that is your reading lesson for today, boys and girls. You can pause the video or rewind and go back. Play it again if you need help with remembering what we need to do on page 190 and 191. So this is your lesson. I hope you're able to complete your workbook, and please send me pictures, and have a great week, boys. I'll be posting more lessons later on.